Всем привет, с вами снова Кокос, и мы продолжаем проходить игру Vampyr. В прошлой серии мы спустились в подвал Аскалона в надежде найти что-нибудь там интересное, возможно компрометирующее, но нет. Пока что он оказался пуст. Так, как мне сюда зайти? А, вот. Катсцена пошла. Ой, сколько вас тут? И глазки так красненькие.
My good friends, if I may have your attention, behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid, newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your
Да
acquaintance.
ты что?
I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reid.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Она близкий друг.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal.
Ой, да иди ты.
Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the skull plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the
Ох
prominent
уж
heads
этот
of Great
ковер.
Britain.
Такое ощущение, как будто он родом из России. Так. Почему сейчас?
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Garda Prewen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Нет, не знаю.
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Сначала я бы задал вопрос.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Что подразумевает
What
членство?
does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Правительство признает
Do
вас?
you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Я должен подчиняться?
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
Тогда зачем мне оно надо? Какова цель
What is the
клуба?
Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
Что значит
What does
Аскалон?
Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
Клуб основал Уильям Маршалл?
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Беда. Одного из вас я убил.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Нету, да, у меня вариантов? Ну ладно.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
И интересно.
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reid, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Так. Что теперь делать? С этой стороны меня не пускала. Теперь пустила, да? Так, с ними со всеми можно... Вот. А сколько их у меня всего? Неизвестных-то здесь. Стоп, а он не причастен, не причастен. Где лорд Редгрейв? Понятно. Поговорить с лордом Редгрейвом.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk.
Ну, наконец-то. Давай уже раскрывай свои карты.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Вы знаете
Do you
Эдгара?
know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Так Вы за мной следили?
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Кто такой
Who
Фергал?
was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Да,
Fergal
таких
Bancher
стульев
was my
больших нету.
squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a
Volkot.
Volkot, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Вы знаете,
You do know
что я
I
убил
killed
его?
him.
Yes,
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Круто, круто. Скали связаны с эпидемией.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied scowls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reid, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Некоторые искали мирно.
I have met peaceful and wise scowls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Askalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
We are losing this fight.
Ой-ой. Уровень гипноза увеличился, да? Ну-ка, проверочка. Да, 4-й уровень. Теперь можно пройти через эту дамочку. Спросить местных потенциальных источников инфекции в стенде. Так, а со всеми этими мне, походу, не придется болтать, да? Так, и эти двое тоже не активны, вот кроме этого.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
Мне не уютно.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Askalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Доусон. Вы член
Are you a
клуба?
member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
А почему он не бессмертен в таком случае? Не заслужил?
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member. And a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reid.
Так, вы не боитесь вампиров?
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reid, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Так, насчет лорда
What can you
Редгрейва.
tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Окей, значит, надо будет поговорить с тобой вне. Стоп, это не... Он является столпом, да. Мы знамениты.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
Я
I'm
стар.
sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in, to cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Они наши
But
враги.
they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Вы будете им
Would you
помогать?
help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Так, понятненько. Как стоят дела в
What is
Эстонии?
the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Деньги решают не все.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Так, давненько не общался, видимо, этот старый пердун. Очень много разговаривает. Так, это несправедливо, это действенно, это опасно. Действенно?
Complete isolation has proven effective throughout history, but the death toll has always been a high one.
I am glad you understand the concept of necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now. Welcome to the Askalona.
Так, все, он наболтался. Больше у нас, я так понимаю, здесь... Стоп, а ну-ка. Нет, ничего нету. Письмецо. Нет, нету, походу. Ну и ладно. О, лавандосы. Так, там двое. Да вроде все. Вот этот болтает. Не хочет. Так, надо местных расспросить о потенциальных больных. Я думал, я здесь в Аскалоне найду недостающих. Сколько у меня еще? Раз, два, три, четыре. И еще пятишка. 9 человек в этом районе. Я их почему-то не видел.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Сюда можно? Особняк Рида. Окей, как я уже говорил, мне, возможно, придется покинуть Англию хотя бы на несколько месяцев. Я хочу, чтобы ты как можно лучше заботился о нашем доме, пока я в отъезде. И пока мой сын не вернулся в Лондон. Я увеличил твое жалование и распорядился о том, чтобы тебе выплачивали его все время, пока ты будешь работать. Ты обещал, что защитишь мою дорогую жену и приложишь все силы, чтобы служить ей. За это я от всего сердца благодарю тебя. Ты единственный, кому я полностью доверяю. Нежно любящий тебя друг Обри Рид. Так, это у нас Эйвери, да? Здесь сам Эйвери, который охраняет этот дом. А, вот там вот. Оки-доки. Так, стоп. Ну-ка, здесь дверцы есть? Да, вот. Серебряные вилки. Здорово. Вампир древнего рода тырит серебряные вилки. И ржавые банки таблеток. Я жалок.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
Я не уловил самой сути. Это мой дом. Рид, моя же фамилия. Задать личные вопросы. Вы бы ушли, если бы могли?
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
Эйвери. Хотел бы, чтобы юный Джонатан Рид уделял больше внимания матери. Я пойму, если бы...
Considering the recent tragedies in this family, I'd understand if you want to leave or decide to serve another house.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Я не уделял маме должного
You
внимания.
really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
Даже не знаю. Я не знаю.
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan. But you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Интересно, что мать помнит после той ночи на кладбище, когда ее умершие сын и
How is
дочь
my mother?
стояли.
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss
Сверкая
Reed is
зубами.
very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets.
Во-во-во.
She kept
Она
saying
все
she had
повторяла,
spoken with her son and
что
daughter.
говорила с сыном и дочерью, с тех пор она
She's
отдыхает.
resting now.
То есть они их за ненормально, наверное, приняли даже. За ней присматривают.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic
that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Так, Эйвери Корк. Все, у него подсказки полностью. Круто. Эмили Рид. Об Эмили теперь заботится лишь Эйви. Не стоит ли покинуть Лондон?
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
Ой-ой, а почему она не помнит? Сведения о районе.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir. But your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Узнать об источниках заражения.
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this part of town. Do you know anything useful?
Not really, except all the Macpherson's servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The Macphersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the southern part of the district.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Стопы. Вот, значит, у себя можно убежище строить. Ту-ту-ту-ту. Так, хотели вот этот улучшить. До 4-го. Увеличивает наносимый урон, огненный урон, химический. То есть лучше у нас все-таки брать огненный урон, да? Так, здесь мы ставим урон. А здесь нам не хватает пока что, поэтому просто делаем также повышение урона. Так, здесь не трогаем. Оглушение или урон. 5 единиц оглушения. Да ну зачем оглушение? Мы так бомбить. Только вот здесь вот надо будет белый фосфор. Так, правда, одеть мне его сейчас с двуручкой не получится. Ну ладно. Пережить этот момент. Ну-ка, ну-ка. Это не то самое место, где мы должны пропрыгать к Эмили в дом. По-моему, здесь для прыжков нету. Наверх нельзя. Ясно. Так. Что, у нас здесь осталось пройти по этому этажу, поговорить с матерью о том, что вообще она помнит после той ночи на кладбище. Ну и дальше узнать местных. Но это уже мы сделаем. Ой. Что-то открыл. Ладно. Это мы уже сделаем в следующей серии. А на этом эту серию мы закончим. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Надеюсь, вам понравилось. Ставьте лайки, комментируйте, подписывайтесь на канал. Мне будет очень приятно. И до новых встреч в новых видео.
Yes, Jonathan.
Пока-пока.